Remember that if you ever do support a man at his lowest, he's gonna thank you by cheating on you at his best.
So, according to her, if you support a man when he's down, he's automatically going to cheat on you when he's successful. That's a pretty bold statement. It's also completely wrong. The truth is, a good man will never forget the woman who stood by him when he had nothing. That's the kind of loyalty that builds a strong foundation for a relationship.
Because men lose respect for women who are the ride or dies, the ones that are fiercely committed and loyal to him. And they gain respect for women who don't put up with all of their shit.
Okay, let's clear something up. Men don't lose respect for loyal women. In fact, it's the opposite. A woman who is ride or die is a woman who a man can trust, and trust is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. The problem isn't loyalty, it's being a doormat. There's a huge difference. You can be supportive without letting someone walk all over you.
Here's what you're actually gonna do instead if your man is struggling and you want to be supportive. Nothing. You're still gonna focus on yourself. You're not gonna build this man for another woman.
So her solution is to do nothing? That's not a partnership. That's just being roommates. A relationship is about supporting each other through the good and the bad. If you're not willing to help your partner when they're struggling, then you're not in a real relationship. And this idea that you're building him for another woman is just ridiculous. If you're with the right person, they won't leave you just because they've become successful.
You're gonna just focus on yourself, maybe even distance yourself a little bit, because here's the trick. If he truly loves you, and men love feminine women who have boundaries, who respect themselves, who are conditional and don't put up with shit.
But being conditional in a relationship is a recipe for disaster. Love isn't a transaction. It's not about what you can get from the other person. It's about building a life together. And that means being there for each other no matter what.
So he's inspired by the threat of losing you. He's inspired to do better and get himself out of the lowest point of his life to please you and serve you in the relationship or the marriage you share together.
Inspiring your partner through fear? That's not love. That's manipulation. A man should be inspired to be better for himself, for his own growth and self-respect. A good partner will support that journey, not hold the threat of leaving over his head. That's a toxic dynamic that will only lead to resentment.
This is how women slip into the loyal golden retriever chasing role, the placeholder, the mother, the personal assistant, because they're the cool girl. They support him at his lowest. They're fiercely loyal. They would do anything for him. Well, get ready to be taken advantage of.
Look, there's a difference between being a supportive partner and being a doormat. If you're constantly putting your partner's needs above your own, then yes, you might get taken advantage of. But that's not what a healthy, supportive relationship is about. It's about balance, mutual respect, and working together as a team. So what's the takeaway here? Don't listen to this kind of toxic advice. A real man will appreciate a woman who supports him through thick and thin. The right person will grow with you, not outgrow you. Focus on building a partnership based on love, trust, and mutual respect. That's the real secret to a lasting relationship.
I've been humbled. The dating apps have officially humbled me. You know, you see there's 20 new people interested in you. You're excited to open up the app. The characters that I see. Now listen, I'm not delusional. I know I'm not 20 years old. I know looks-wise, I don't think I'm a 10. I don't think I'm a 9. I don't think I'm not, I know what I'm bringing to the table.
Okay, hold on. Let's pump the brakes right there. I'm not delusional. I know what I'm bringing to the table. Let me give you a piece of free advice. Anytime you have to preface a statement with, "I'm not delusional," you're probably wrestling with a little bit of delusion. She says she knows what she brings to the table, but does she? See, your value in the dating marketplace isn't what you think it is. It's a reflection of your competition and the demand for what you offer. It's the coldest, most honest market in the world, and it does not care about your feelings.
I'm not the girl you wake up next to and have to gnaw your arm off. I get that. These guys, the confidence.
She's saying she's not a regret, and I believe her. She seems like a perfectly fine woman. But then she gets to the real issue, the options she's being presented with. And this is where the lesson lies.
I'm not saying, but they think we're matches. You have no teeth. Why don't you have teeth? I deserve better than that.
And there it is, the punchline to this whole tragedy. You have no teeth. You got to admire the confidence of the guy with no teeth shooting a shot. You really do. But let's be brutally honest here. She's asking the wrong question. The question isn't, why don't you have teeth? The real question she should be asking herself is, why is the algorithm matching me with guys who don't have teeth? That's the humbling part she's talking about. The app isn't broken. It's showing you your market rate matches. It's showing you the men who are also swiping on the same women you are and who are swiping on you. This is her competition, and this is her dating pool. The I deserve better mindset is a trap. Do you deserve better? Maybe, but you don't get what you deserve. You get what you can attract and negotiate for. So what's the real talk here? It's this. For women, the dating world is a pyramid that flips upside down with age. In your 20s, you're at the top with endless options. In your 30s and beyond, that pyramid inverts. The pool of men you find desirable gets smaller, and the competition gets fiercer. Instead of getting angry at the toothless wonders of the world, the productive thing to do is to take a hard, honest look in the mirror and ask, what value am I bringing to a high-quality man's life right now? And if you don't like the matches you're getting, you either have to improve your offer or adjust your expectations. Complaining about it changes nothing.
In 2023, I donated my eggs to a family who was trying to have a baby. And on the day of my egg retrieval, my boyfriend at the time picks me up from the hospital and then breaks up with me that night after telling me he wanted to marry me.
And here's where she presents herself as the victim. But let's look at this from his perspective. This isn't the story of a cruel boyfriend. This is the story of a man who likely had his world shattered. He's talking about marriage. He's planning a future with this woman. And what does he find out? He finds out that on the day he's picking her up from the hospital, she has literally just sold their potential children to another family. He didn't break up with her out of the blue. He broke up with her because her actions were a fundamental betrayal of the future he thought they were building together. It showed him in the clearest way possible that they were not on the same page. He wanted a family with her, and she was selling off the very possibility of that family for cash. For a man with the family mindset, that is the ultimate deal breaker. The timing was brutal, yes, but the decision was a direct consequence of her actions.
And then I had a mental breakdown. And I spent half of the money that I got from the egg donation.
Let's stop right there. First, let's correct the language. She didn't donate her eggs. She sold them. There's a big difference. Donating is an act of selfless charity. Selling is a financial transaction. And what did she sell? She sold a piece of her future. She sold her genetic legacy. For a man who is thinking about marriage, who is thinking about building a family, this is a 5-alarm fire. This is the biggest red flag you could possibly wave.
And then I had a mental breakdown. And I spent half of the money that I got from the egg donation on psychics. And all of the psychics told me that my ex-boyfriend was actually going to want to get back together with me.
And this is the tragedy. Instead of looking in the mirror and asking, what did I do wrong? How did my choice impact the man I loved? She runs from accountability. She takes the money she got from selling her future and pays people to lie to her. Because that's what psychics do. They sell you hope. They tell you exactly what your broken heart wants to hear. Think about the insanity of this. You make a decision that screams, I don't prioritize building a family with you. And the man who wants a family leaves, you pay a stranger with a crystal ball to tell you he's coming back. It's a spiral of terrible decisions.
He ended up, funny enough, moving to another state and getting a new girlfriend, and I haven't spoken to him since.
She says, funny enough, but there is nothing funny about it. It is the most predictable outcome in the world. Of course he moved on. Of course he found a new girlfriend. Men who are serious about family and purpose do not waste time. He realized he was with a woman whose priorities were completely out of line with his. So he left and went to find a woman whose priorities did align. He's not the villain here. He's a rational man who was forced to make a hard choice. She created this outcome all by herself. So this is the lesson that ties it all together. Actions have consequences. You cannot make decisions that are fundamentally incompatible with the man's long-term vision and then be shocked when he walks away. She made a choice. She prioritized a payout today over a potential family tomorrow, and she lost the man who wanted to give her that family.